So let's talk about the 4 stages of customer interaction. The 4 stages of customer interaction. As a business professional, you're going to find that everybody that you interact with is going to be at one of these 4 stages. The 4 stages are stranger, looker, buyer, and promoter. Stage 1 is stranger, stage 2 is looker, stage 3 is buyer, stage 4 is promoter. You'll find that your interactions lead people through these stages, whether you're doing it on purpose or not. This is what you're doing every time you interact with someone, every time you begin to sell, every time you're in this process through your sales funnel, through your customer acquisition system, through your advertising. Everybody that interacts with your business is at one of these stages. And because they're at one of these stages, it behooves you to be intentional about moving them forward, to intentionally progress them through the stages. Strangers turn to lookers, lookers turn to buyers, buyers turn to promoters. This generally happens in a amorphous, organic type of a way, but there really is a science to this. And as a guerrilla marketing coach, I love teaching people how to move their interactions through these stages for their benefit. Stage 1 is stranger. Let's talk about that. Do you remember as a kid, stranger danger? You see, we're taught not to talk to strangers. Don't talk to strangers. Why? Because strangers are dangerous. You don't know what a stranger's intentions are. So whenever someone gets their first interaction with your product or your service or your brand or you, your business in any way, it's a stranger situation. You see, they don't like you. They don't know you. They don't trust you. This is because they're a stranger to you. So because they're a stranger to you, therefore, you are a stranger to them. They become automatically suspicious. It's not that they can't get to like you, or that they can't get to know you, or that they can't come to trust you, because over time that happens. But the point of the fact is, because you're a stranger, they are automatically suspicious. So they don't like you, they don't know you, they don't trust you. Stranger danger. Give you an example. Most people have been to a shopping mall and someone is standing out in front of their store, competing amongst all the stores where there's a crowd walking down the alleyway and people are trying to get your attention. And what do you see? You see a person standing out there and they've got some flyers advertising whatever special it is that they have available for their product, for their service, for their brand. And what do the vast majority of people do? The vast majority of people ignore that individual. They walk around that person. Some people go to the other side of the lane so that they don't even have to make eye contact or get close to them. Maybe this person is aggressive and they're hawking. They're saying, "Hey, free flyers," and maybe they're saying what the flyer is recommending. "Hey, a free coupon or here's a discount on our service." You know, they're aggressively reaching out to people, trying to hand people flyers. You know what you see a lot of? You see a lot of no thank yous. You see a lot of hands going up. You see a lot of people shaking their head as they continue to walk by. You see people who will, out of courtesy, take one from the person, but as you walk down, you'll see the closest trash can is full of those flyers. And then as you walk around the corner, you'll see them littered all over the floor where people just kind of out of a courtesy took the flyer and just walked with it and dropped it. Most people never even bother to take a look at it. Why? Because they're a stranger. See, the truth of the matter is, in America, we love to shop, we love to buy, but we hate to be sold. A mother will get her kids, she'll pile them into the car, she'll have a budget in mind, she'll have money set aside because it's time to go school shopping, and she's gonna buy clothes for the school year. And she walks into the store and the sales rep says to her, "Hi, can I help you find anything?" And what does she say? "No, thank you, I'm just looking." She says she's in stage 2. She says she's just looking. But the truth of the matter is, she's still in stranger mode. She hasn't become a looker. She's in stranger mode because she doesn't know, like, or trust that sales rep. She doesn't want to be sold. We're skeptical of being sold. But we love to buy. We love to shop. So she's in the stranger mode, even though she went with money in hand with the kids with the sole intention of buying clothes. walks in the clothing store. No, thank you. I don't need anything. I am just looking. And it implies that all she's ever going to do is look. She's in that stranger mode because this sales rep has taken the approach of the person with the flyer. They're so busy. Hey, look what we have to offer. Nobody cares what you have to offer. They only care about WIIFM. They only care about what's in it for me. That's all they care about. And so what you have is this stranger that doesn't know you, that doesn't like you, that doesn't trust you. They're in stage one, and oftentimes people stay in that stage. This person in the mall passing out flyers, they've met a lot of strangers and they've stayed strangers. The difference between stage one and stage two, between the stranger and the looker, is huge. That's a huge difference because at this point they become a private investigator. They're a seeker. This is a person who will take samples. They'll read your promotional materials. They'll sit down with you and let you pitch them or do a needs analysis or do a free consultation. They basically are giving you permission to pitch them. See, this is usually as a result of the law of reciprocation. The person in the mall who has it right, who's turning all the strangers into lookers, is the person who stands outside with the plate. You know, the plate with the toothpicks in some sort of food. Maybe it's meat, maybe it's some sort of rolls, mini egg rolls or something. There's just toothpicks inside of them, and they're sitting there with a tray. And guess what everybody intuitively knows? They're free. They're free samples. And so rather than when you see from a distance a person standing there with the flyers, you try and make your way across the other side. Instead, when you're on the other side, you say, hey, look, there's some free samples. Let's go over there. And you tell everybody, hey, look, there's free samples over there. And you gladly go and get it. Why? Because they started the process by giving. And they've given to you. And so now, as a result of the law of reciprocation, you kind of feel obligated to give back to them. So now when they say, hey, would you like to take one of our flyers? You take it. You give them permission to pitch you because they've already started out by giving you a gift. They've given you a free taste, a free sample. So if for no other reason but out of the law of reciprocation, you're going to listen to whatever it is that they have. You know who's good at this? The timeshare people. I don't know if you've ever gone to a tourist destination. If you ever go to the Bahamas or you ever go to Orlando, Florida, or you ever go to Puerto Rico, or you go anywhere, you'll see these people hawking all kinds of things where you can get a free dinner for two at the nice little restaurant in town, or they'll give you something really nice. And all you have to do is sit through a presentation. And so people, for the sake of getting these free items, free TV set, whatever it may be, they go and they listen to this presentation, law of reciprocation. They're willing to listen to you pitch your wares because you gave them something first, and so they become a looker. Now, it doesn't have to be a free sample of your product or service, and we'll talk about that a little bit later, but the point of the matter is a looker is a stranger who has decided to give you permission to pitch them. They understand that you're selling, and they don't care. They're okay with that because now, for whatever reason, they have gotten to know you, they've gotten to like you, they've gotten to trust you. The truth of the matter is we only buy from people we know, like, and trust. And we only buy from people we listen to. And we listen to people we know, like, and trust. So the stranger has turned to the looker once they begin the process of knowing or liking or trusting that business and giving them permission to pitch them. So this person with the samples is doing it right. The person with the flyers is doing it wrong. It just backfires. It just doesn't work. Stage 3 is the buyer. Now, the buyer is that person who has gone from stranger, gone to looker, and now has made the decision. They've taken action. They've made a purchase some point within the last year. It doesn't matter, any amount. It could be just $1. It could be $1 million. It doesn't matter. If they've made any purchase within the last year, they are a buyer. This is a person who has become your customer. They definitely know you, they definitely like you, and they trust you enough to give you their hard-earned money. Lookers may look for a long time. Lookers are just kind of checking things out. They're just kind of investigating. They need some more information. Buyers have determined they have all the information that they require, and they've opened their wallet. Buyers are the ones that we all like. We get excited about the buyer because that's my customer, that's my client. They like that. But it's hard to get them there sometimes because they're stuck in the stranger or the looker. And the truth of the matter is, it's really not the most exciting place. The most exciting place is when you have the promoter. The promoter is the person who has experienced your product, your service, or your brand, and they tell others about it. They tell them about it, they're glad to tell others about it, and they do it for free. I mean, we already know this, right? The best and most powerful form of advertising is what? That's right, word of mouth. Word of mouth is the best and most powerful form of advertising there is. And we always do this naturally. We do this intuitively. There's some great movies out right now. A lot of people are talking about these great epic movies before they go see it. But then once they go see it, oh, it was great. You got to go see it. You know, the good thing about a real good promoter, you know when a person is in that stage of promoter, is when they are so excited about your business that they insist that people go. They're so excited about being a promoter that if they meet a stranger to your business, they automatically work to turn them into a buyer. Here's how this works. There's a place in Tampa Bay, Florida, in a city called St. Petersburg. Downtown St. Petersburg, there's a sports bar by the name of Midtown Sundries. You got to go there. It's awesome. If you like wings, I'm a wings guy. I love wings. If you like wings, you have to go check this place out. Now, I don't work for Midtown Sundries. They're not a customer of mine. In fact, I have pitched them services and they declined. They chose not to become a customer of mine. So me talking about Midtown Sundries, I get zipped from it. Nada. They don't give me nothing. They're not paying me. I know the owner, but I don't get anything from them. But you know what? I love the wings. They have these wings called Barbelo wings. Now, Barbelo wings, they take barbecue sauce. And then they take the barbecue sauce and they mix it with buffalo sauce to come up with this Barbelo sauce. Then they put this on the wings and then wait for it. Yes, they put the wings on the grill. Oh man, I love flame broiled food. Anything that you put on the grill, I am good. I might not like the food normally, but if it's on the grill, oh, there's just something about that smoky charcoal flavor. Oh, delicious. So these wings, you have like the grilled wing flavor, plus you have this barbecue, buffalo, barbelo. Oh, it is delicious. And I tell people about this all the time. Every time I take clients there, I go there. You see, the way that I became a buyer for them, I never was a stranger. I never was anyone who didn't know them or like them. I hadn't really heard about them. So I totally skipped that phase of being a stranger. I never had that. I never became a looker. I didn't investigate them, check them out, hear about them. No, let me tell you what happened. A friend of mine who was a promoter for them, you see, he had purchased their wings. He was a buyer. And because he was a buyer, he then became a promoter. He said, man, you got to taste these wings. He's a good friend of mine. He's also a customer of mine. We've been working together 20 years now. And he says, Mo, you got to check these out. These are awesome. And so he buys me the wings. See, good promoters will insist that other people become a buyer, that they will actually pay for it. You got to go to this movie here. I'll take you. I'll treat you. You got to go to this restaurant. I'll treat you. That's a good promoter. And that's what he did. And they were so good that I became a buyer and now I'm a promoter. I tell people everywhere I go about this place, whether you're in town or not. I deal with people all over the world. There are people who know about Midtown Sundries who have never been to Tampa Bay, Florida, much less the United States. Because I love these wings so much. Now, I don't get anything out of it. Now, you can go there. I want you to go there. If you go there, and I want you to tell them, talk to the owner and say, hey, Coach Maurice, the marketing guy, Coach Mo, he told me about this place. And you know what's going to happen? I'm going to get nothing for it. He may one day say, hey, you know, a lot of people come in here, so Mo, today your wings are on me. That's great. But you know what? I don't get anything out of it. And you know what? I'm fine with that. I'm okay with buying buffalo wings mixed with barbecue sauce placed on the grill. These Barbelo wings, I love them. I'm happy to buy them. I buy them all the time. I go there all the time. I'm still going to go there. It doesn't matter. I'm not looking for anything in exchange because I'm a promoter. I become a fan. I'm an evangelist for them. I am happy to tell others about it. And I have treated people. I've insisted, you got to try these here. Come with me. Sit down with me. We're going to eat these and I'm going to treat. That's the promoter. This is the stage that you want. You see, as business professionals, we fear stage one because that's the stage that we experience the most rejection, and you know, we don't like rejection. But that's also the place where we seem to encounter the most people. And traditional logic is that you want to go after those strangers and try and turn them into buyers. The problem is most people try and turn a stranger into a buyer and they skip that looker phase. You can't do that. You got to walk them through that phase. Also, unfortunately, uncommon sense says, which has become the norm, that people spend the most money, the most time, the most energy as a business professional on the stranger. All of our advertising is to the stranger. And we hope to get as many people as possible to that glorious stage number 4 of promoter, but we don't know how to do that. It kind of happens by accident. But it can be intentional. In fact, it should be intentional. And that's what I'm going to teach you how to do right now. I'm going to teach you how to walk people through each and every stage. How to turn a stranger into a looker, how to turn a looker into a buyer, and how to turn a buyer into a promoter. But the first thing I want you to do is get that paradigm shift in your thinking, to recognize the fact that the most powerful place, the place where all your energy and money should be in those promoters. Why spend $10,000 to reach 5,000 strangers in your local area with some sort of advertising campaign? Or maybe you're reaching 300,000 strangers for $10,000. When the fact is, most of them don't know you, so they don't like you and they don't trust you, which means they're not even going to become a looker. They're not even going to become a buyer. Why not take $10,000 and take your top 100 customers and put them on a cruise? Your people who come most frequently, the people who bring the most people as a guest. You know, if Midtown Sundries took me and 100 people and put them on a cruise, well, how much more would I promote what I'm already promoting? I'm like, oh man, you'll never guess what, man, I just got off this cruise. Yeah, Midtown Sundries, they sent me there, man. You know, I've been a customer. Oh, let me tell you about the Barbarlow wings. I'll talk about the cruise. I'll talk about the fact that they sent me. But more important, I've increased my relationship with them and my love affair with their business emotionally. My psychographic, my emotional reason for buying, my psychographic connection with them will have increased. And so now I'm happy to tell more people. How much buzz are you going to get from 100 people who just got back off of a cruise? Then you're going to get from 100,000 people, 300,000 people who've never even heard you, who've never, ever tasted your product or tried your service or experienced your brand. Guys, listen, the 4 stages, every person goes through this interaction. Every person is in one of these places. And our goal as business professionals should be to get as many people into stage 4, the promoter, as possible. You can take a look at your business and you can isolate. Is this person a stranger? Is this person a looker? Is this person a buyer? Is this person a promoter? Look where you're putting your advertising dollars. It makes a difference. Let's be intentional about it. And let's move as many strangers to the promoter position as possible, as many lookers to the promoter position as possible, as many buyers to the promoter position as possible. Let me tell you how this works. Let's talk about how to turn strangers into lookers. So when a person is a stranger,